אדמה ושמיים, חום האש, צליל המים, אני מרגיש טוב בגופי, ברוחי ונשמתי. אדמה ושמיים, חום האש, צליל המים, אני מרגיש טוב בגופי, ברוחי ונשמתי. And the rivers, through every single dawn, no matter what the soldiers said or how the rain would pour, Zadie always kept a smile and wiped the tears away. Nothing could ever keep him down when he'd start to say, it's Shabbos now, Shabbos now, and we'll sing aye, 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 na 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 na. Many chusei, Shabbos al Malako. My yedidus many chusei, Shabbos al Malako. And I will sing ay ay ay, na 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 na. My ay ay, la 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 la. Fill your goblets to the top with royal Kiddush wine. Invite your family and your neighbors. It's now your time. Up winding stairs and broken dreams, Papa tries to sell a little more. Penny here, a penny there, Mama cries and clothes she tore. My Zadie always kept a smile and wiped her tears away. Soon things will turn around, soon we're gonna say, it's Shabbos now, Shabbos now, and we'll sing aye, aye, aye. Shabbos menucho, kol ha-mesangim bo, yizku leroi simcho, and I will sing ay, 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 na 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 na, my ay, ay, la 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 la. Fill your goblets to the top with royal Kiddush wine. Invite your family and your neighbors, it's now your time. celebrate 80 years, a life of courage through times of senseless hate. Sadie always kept that smile and wiped our tears away. Promised us there'll come a time when we'll always say Shabbos now, Shabbos now. And we'll sing ay, 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 na 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 na, my ay, ay, na 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 na. Pedo say nu satz mi ya, wenn you going to anacho. Pedo say nu satz mi ya, when you going to anacho. And we'll sing ay, 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 ay. Wine. Invite your family and your neighbors. It's now your time, and we'll sing ay, 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 na 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 na, ay, 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 na 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 na, ay,
Welcome to Act Impact, a 1-hour online celebration of music and inspiration in conjunction with a crowdfunding campaign to benefit the Chabad Seminary of Canada. My name is Chaya Chitrik. Some of you might remember me from an address I gave at the Gala of 2016. Raised in Miami Beach, Florida, I now call Istanbul, Turkey, home. In fact, having attended the seminary in 1995 through 1997 is part of the reason my husband Mendy and I, together with our children, were motivated to live where we are, do what we do for the past 20 years. It was shortly after I graduated seminary and got married that we were asked to assume the post of Shluchim, Chabad emissaries tasked with attending to the needs of the Istanbul Jewish community. Motivated as I was by the passions and ideals reinforced within me at the seminary, my response to the proposition could be summed up in one biblical phrase: Hineni shalcheni. Here I am, ready to serve, ready to give, ready to teach. Send me. The rest is history. Now multiply my story by that of hundreds of alumni with similar stories, some of whom you'll get to meet later on, and you'll appreciate just how far-reaching an impact the seminary has had on countless of lives around the world. Challenges? We certainly have those, but I wouldn't change it for anything in the world, for there's no greater blessing in life than making a difference, and that, my friends, is what this evening is all about, making a difference and doing so with an open heart. Amidst all the craziness and chaos unfolding throughout the world these days, tonight is a night of music and celebration, and we have an action-packed program for you. I once received a meme which depicted a woman which said, "Dance like nobody's watching," because nobody is. One of the advantages of a virtual gala is that you could get up and dance in your living room without feeling the least bit self-conscious. You could see us, but we can't see you. So put your worries and inhibitions aside. Put your hands together, and yes, even dance along with the music of the Eighth Day Band and their opening number, aptly called Celebrate.
Hashem, here we go now, here we go again. Oh, ye knew you know kechomim. It's like you're sleeping. There's a smile deep, deep within you. Ushaneinu rina. This song's for singing arena. Shira malois vishuv Hashem. Here we go now, here we go again. Oh, ye knew you know kechomim. It's like you're sleeping. Losimo leisechoy pinu. There's a smile deep, deep within you. Ushaneinu rina. This song's for singing arena. Why wait to celebrate? Beina Yishoma. Bright lights in city streets. Why wait to celebrate? Beina Yishoma. Clap now and snap your feet. Here we go now, here we go again. Oh, ye knew you know kechomim. It's like you're sleeping. There's a smile deep, deep within you. Ushaneinu rina. This song's for singing arena. Why wait to celebrate? Beina Yishoma. Bright lights in city streets. Why wait to celebrate? Clap now and step your feet. Why wait to celebrate? Bright lights in city streets. Why wait to celebrate? Clap now and step your feet. ילכו בחול, עושה משך חזרה, בוא יבוא ברינה, הלך ילכו בחול, עושה משך חזרה, בוא יבוא ברינה, הלך ילכו בחול, עושה משך חזרה, בוא יבוא ברינה, הלך ילכו בחול, עושה משך חזרה, בוא יבוא ברינה, בוא יבוא.
celebrate, celebrate, celebrate. I don't know about you, but I was dancing right along with my friends Bensi and Shmuley Martis, the dazzling lead singers of the 8th Day Band. I love those guys. Good evening, friends. My name is Rabbi Abraham Cohen, and I would like to thank you for tuning in to our virtual Feast of the Nations Gala and crowdfunding campaign, Act to Impact. You know, every year, we at the Chabad Seminary, Ben Weider Educational Center, try to introduce new elements and creative twists to our program. But a virtual gala? What kind of mishegas craziness is this? But hey, sometimes you just gotta roll with it. When you realize that some things are just not under your control, you have to lighten your grip on the steering wheel and let God do the driving. Do your best at what you can do and let Him handle the rest. After all, He runs an entire universe. He's got this. So my friends, pick up your glass, say l'chaim, put extra courage in your heart, put a smile on your face, and just dance on through. Because as long as you've created the vessels, the blessings will eventually come pouring in. Time and again, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, our leader, would tell us that when the world is in a state of upheaval, that is not a time to be timid or on the defensive. It is a time to go on the offensive, to strengthen programs that serve to better the world. For every disturbance, the Rebbe said, we must add a new commitment to goodness. Great challenges must become catalysts for positive change. That is why, even amidst this pandemic, the seminary must not only continue, but indeed strengthen its mission of cultivating the Jewish educators and leaders of the future. With all the confusion this new normal is likely to bring in its wake, the need for wise and compassionate leadership will be more critical than ever before to the moral and spiritual well-being of the human condition. And that is why, in compliance with all the safety measures and guidelines mandated by le Ministère de la Santé, our program has opened with a full slate of classes for the 2020-2021 semester. There's too much at stake for us not to. And know this, my friends, it is your support that is enabling it to happen. It's been said that worrying does not empty tomorrow of its troubles. It only empties today of its strength. And as the Rebbe would often say, one action is worth infinitely more than 1,000 kvetches or worries. One must never underestimate the enormous difference one single action can make around you and around the world. Most of us are familiar with the financial concept of leverage and compound interest. That's where investors use outside funding sources to multiply their buying power and maximize returns on their investments. Similarly, when you invest in a single student at the seminary, the return on that investment is not confined to the student herself. It is multiplied by the hundreds, perhaps thousands of lives that one student is likely to impact in the future. You act to impact. Well, tonight we're taking this concept of exponential growth to a new level with our very first ever crowd matching campaign. At 10 o'clock this morning, we launched a 36-hour fundraising drive via the website seminarygala.com, inviting people from near and far to donate to the seminary, knowing that their contribution will be immediately quadrupled. Yes, you heard right, quadrupled. And this is thanks to a group of visionary and generous friends of the seminary that pre-committed to match all and every gift that come in during these 36 hours by a ratio of 3-to-1. So that if you go to the seminarygala.com right now and donate $100, for example, you would effectively be donating $400. Donate $180, that's $720. $500 is $2,000. $2,500 is $10,000, and so on. This campaign will be active until 10 p.m. tomorrow night. And our goal is to raise $400,000 by that time. $100,000 in new dollars to yield a total of $400,000. Folks, the clock is ticking. Please go to seminarygala.com and follow the easy instructions and help us get there. Please act for us to impact. And while you're doing this mitzvah, keep your eye on this screen and see in living color the dramatic impacts of your actions as joyfully personified by our proud alumni stationed all around the world. Please watch.
These are the Shluchim, the emissaries of the Rebbe, who go forth as husband and wife teams to create new paradigms of Jewish life and social enrichment in communities around the world. Driven by unshakable faith and restless conviction, they're trailblazers and builders, leaders and lamplighters. They inspire youth with a passion for Jewish learning and living. They rekindle the souls of adults adrift from their heritage and roots. They transform a dispirited world with contagious smiles and comforting love. From sterile wards to mountaintops, from shopping centers to city squares, from corporate boardrooms to college campuses, from offering emergency assistance to the victims of crisis and natural disasters, to visiting with the troops on the front lines of battle. The Shluchim are always original, always available. Devoted and daring, they are selfless warriors of the Jewish spirit. Indeed, it takes those who stand up and stand out to effect global change. And it takes an invested and visionary educational system to guide, inspire, and cultivate leaders of such passion and commitment. The Ben Weider Educational Center Chabad Seminary for Post-High School Girls is one such highly effective and widely reputed institute of higher learning. In addition to imparting the knowledge and skills these young women will need to become the educators and lamplighters of tomorrow, the Educational Center imparts a profound sense of love and concern for a fellow human being. Beyond the classroom, its students get their feet wet in the sacred work of Jewish outreach by touching hearts and minds throughout Greater Montreal. The center empowers women with a sense of vision and aspiration. It mentors women so that they may go on to mentor and inspire others. It instills within each student a sense of confidence that they can be at the forefront of changing the world for the better. To provide the Educational Center experience to one aspiring young lady is to thus not only kindle a single flame, it is to kindle a flame that shall yet kindle hundreds, perhaps thousands of other flames. These are the igniters of souls on every continent, and this is the training ground that prepares them for the challenges that lie ahead.
Sometimes in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow. But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride if I have things you need to borrow, for no one can feel those of your needs that you won't let show. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. If there is a load you have to bear that you can carry, I'm right up the road. I'll share your load if you just call me. Call me. Call me if you need a friend. Call me. Call me.
Lean on me when you're not strong. As human beings, we all need to feel connected, supported, loved, especially in times of trouble and distress. Good evening. Yanki Lemmer here, and it's my pleasure to be performing for you tonight for the Chabad Seminary. As you know, most of the graduates of this wonderful seminary will one day be putting their strong and loving shoulders out there for people to lean on when they're looking for help, for meaning, for answers. This is why it is so important for everyone watching this show to do their utmost to support this wonderful institution. Please click on the website, give what you can, maybe a little more, and watch the amount of your donations quadruple by our generous matchers. Remember, if we can lean on you tonight, many others will have someone to lean on tomorrow. And as the song says, we all need someone to lean on. The next song is very timely, with the holiday of Hanukkah just weeks away. You see, as Jews, we take nothing for granted. Certainly not the gift of life. And so, with the onset of every holiday, we recite a blessing, thanking the Almighty for granting us life, sustaining us, and enabling us to see this day. I suspect that when we light our candles this year, with the pandemic not far from our minds, we will all be chanting this blessing with added meaning. And if I may suggest another thought, when you add another candle each successive night of Hanukkah this year, think about all the lights that you will be adding when you support this wonderful institution. Ladies and gentlemen, let us thank God. Shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'giyanu lazman hazeh.
Baruch atah Hashem Elokeinu melech olam melech olam Shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh Shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh Lazman hazeh Lazman hazeh Lazman hazeh v'higiyanu lazman hazeh 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 hazeh Shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'giyanu lazman 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 hazeh Lazman hazeh הזמן הזה, לזמן, לזמן הזה, הגיענו לזמן הזה, 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 לזמן, לזמן הזה.
Thank you, Cantor Yankee Lemmer, for that stirring rendition of Shehecheyanu, a classical Jewish favorite that denotes a promise of better days. Friends, living in somewhat distant and exotic locations in terms of Jewish community life is nothing foreign to our alumni. The alumnus you are about to meet has taken the spirit of sacrifice to another level. Debbie Bensaid, her husband Rabbi Rachmiel, together with their 2 children, are shluchim in a place called Abidjan in Africa's Ivory Coast. Having grown up in Kinshasa, Congo, where her parents established a thriving Chabad center some 30 years ago, Debbie probably knew early on what she wanted to be when she grew up. And so, when it came time to choose a seminary that would best provide the tools for her to achieve her goals and aspirations, the Chabad Seminary of Canada was the clear and obvious choice. Here to interview Debbie Bensaid with her fascinating story will be none other than the inimitable Miss Sonia Ben Ezra. Dubbed the Barbara Walters of Quebec, Sonia Ben Ezra is a household name to our Montreal audience. An accomplished bilingual interviewer, TV personality, actress, and producer, Sonia made her mark on the music, pop culture, and news media scenes of Canada. Over the years, she's interviewed hundreds of world-renowned performers, dignitaries, and celebrities. The interview you're about to see here tonight, however, showcases yet another dimension of Sonia Ben Ezra's radiant personality, her Yiddish neshama. Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy a conversation between Rebbitzin Debbie Bensaid and Miss Sonia Ben Ezra.
Well, when Rabbi Abraham Cohen asks us to do something, we always say yes because his causes are great. But I got to tell you something. I have done over 10,000 interviews in my life, and I don't think I've ever interviewed somebody on the Ivory Coast. So I'm thrilled to be able to welcome you, Debbie Bensaid. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I'm good, Baruch Hashem.
Good, I'm glad to hear that.
And I'm actually not in Ivory Coast now. I'm in the Congo.
You're in the Congo now. Oh my God,
yes.
So there was political unrest, let me guess.
Exactly.
Tension and uncertainty on the streets of Ivory Coast.
So basically, right now in Ivory Coast, there's elections going on, and the president is running again for a 3rd mandate. And the law is only 2 mandates. So
I see.
The people are very upset. And we actually thought maybe we'll stay and we'll see, what's going on. Like, we'll stay home and it'll only be a couple of days and whatever. But a lot of people from the embassies and security, they told us, you know what, it's better you leave. So we decided to, be safe and go to my parents in the Congo.
Since you mentioned the Congo, let's start with there before we go to the Ivory Coast, because you were raised in the Congo.
Yes.
Your parents decided to move the family there early on to build a Jewish community. And I was just wondering, what are your best souvenirs of that growing up period in a very different environment?
Yes, well, I remember it was always very sunny. So we spent all our afternoon outside in the garden. Every Sunday we would go to the river with them and we would bring, all the food and have barbecues. And it was just like a very nice, peaceful childhood, I would say.
But you did come to Montreal, Debbie, to do your studies. You went to the seminary. You got your degree to become a teacher. I want to know if you were tempted to maybe even stay after seeing how easy it was to live a Jewish life in Montreal.
Yeah, well, I really liked Montreal. I came to Montreal when I was 14. I went to the school, and I loved the community. They were so nice and so welcoming, and so I decided to stay for seminary. I was even happier after 1 year. I wanted to do 2 years. I had a really great experience there. And actually, in the beginning, we lived in New York, my husband and I. And
Right.
then we decided that we wanted, my husband came to my parents on Pesach to Congo, and he really
Right.
liked it, and he liked doing the shlichut, and he liked everything about it. So he said, I think we should stay in Africa. And I said, yes, I think so too.
Boy, that's a big difference from New York City. Oh my goodness. So you didn't really have to convince him. He went to the Congo, he saw what it was like to, we can't imagine what it's like, Debbie. I mean, I'm sitting here talking to you, and I'm like, tell me what a typical day, not in the Congo, is, because now you're on Côte d'Ivoire, you've just opened up the furthest point on the continent, the New Chabad Center in Abidjan. And I just want to know, what is a typical day? I don't know what to imagine. Can you tell me what a typical day is like for you?
Well, this is the thing with the shlichut and everything. We don't have typical days. Every day there's something new. It's very, like, I have my schedule. We wake up with our children, we do the tefillah with them, and we teach them the parasha or anything on Judaism. And then we go to the market. There's a market right across from my street, a local market. They sell really good fruits and vegetables, like really tasty, and you see like all the colors you can ever imagine. And so then I'm cooking a lot, because we host every Shabbat about 20 to 30 people. Then we do also a takeout menu that we have.
God.
So yes, and then my husband is basically doing Mivtzaim all day. So it's basically like every day is new people. Hi, I just landed here. I'm lost. What should I do? What can I do? And basically every day is
an adventure. It's an adventure. It's an adventure. Well, tell me about when you initially got to the Ivory Coast and you literally had to build the Chabad.
So there wasn't a community. There's a lot of, there's 150 Jews, but they didn't, they're all spread out. They didn't gather together. So our Chabad house brought everyone together. And my goal was really to make a united community, and I feel like we're getting there. Like we know who to call when we need something. People call us when they need something. Like we're all there for each other. And yes, and I do also a Hebrew school once a week with children aged 2 to 5, and the mothers stay, which is actually nice, because I put like a table with coffee and halva and all the Israeli products. I keep for them. They're so excited.
Where are these Jewish people from?
So a lot of them are French. A lot of them are from Israel. Some are American. But the thing is that there's a lot of back and forth. Every Shabbat, we have very different crowds. We won't have the same.
Are they there for business, Debbie? Are they there or do they live there?
So some live there with their families, and some are, they have their families elsewhere in Europe or in Israel, and then they come for 1 month, 2 weeks, 3 months, and then they go back. But basically, Ivory Coast is the #1 exportation of cocoa.
Right.
So a lot of people are working in have cocoa factories, agriculture, cashews, all these things. They have water projects to put water in the whole city and everything. Right. So yeah, and it's expanding. More families are coming. So
what about the pandemic? I mean, that it's just infiltrated the whole planet, and I was just wondering what is the pandemic like in the Ivory Coast?
It's actually really fine. Since March, there has been 120 deaths in the whole country.
Right.
So it's people are, in the majority of the people, they're not wearing masks, they're not doing social distancing. It's very hard for them because they're poor, they can't afford masks, they're trying to pay rent, they're trying to survive. But they are, the majority of the population is doing really well, Baruch Hashem.
Is there anti-Semitism where you are? Do you feel it?
No, not at all. They actually love and respect Jews. Every time they see my husband, he's obviously dressed like a rabbi. Everybody, everywhere we go, it could be the supermarket, the park, anywhere, there's always people coming up to him. Hello, Rabbi, welcome to our country. Are you here long term? What are you doing here? Can I come see the synagogue? I'm interested. They're very respectful, and they love Jews, actually. So
really? So I heard that on Hanukkah you do put out a huge menorah. What's the reaction like?
No, but it's in our garden, so.
It's in your garden, so there it is. What's the reaction like? Are people happy to see that?
Very happy there. We invite everybody. We're in touch with non-Jewish people as well. And we invite everybody for Hanukkah when we have various events, and they're very happy to come and see and learn more about Judaism.
How long do you see yourself staying on the Ivory Coast?
Well, by us, my parents are 30 years in the Congo now.
Wow.
So for us, it's a lifelong mission. And it's important to know that the Rebbe really thought of every single Jew in the globe. Like, what is this Jewish woman in Abidjan? How is she going to hear the shofar on Rosh Hashanah? And that's the Rebbe's vision. Every single Jew should have where to pray, where to eat, where to spend Shabbat.
What would you tell people living outside, obviously, of the Ivory Coast? Because we don't really know what to imagine. We have preconceived notions about everything. What would you tell people about the Ivory Coast that we don't know about? What are the people like, the natives?
The people. So I went to visit the school with my husband because we try to help the local community because there's so much poverty. And sometimes I go to the supermarket, I get notebooks, I bring them to schools. We try like little things, but we try to be there for them. And we went to visit a school that was, there were holes on the ground. There was rain coming from the roof. They didn't even have shelves where to put their books. Everything was on the floor. And all these children were smiling from ear to ear. They were so happy. And I was talking to them and they said, we want to learn. We're happy to be able to come to school, that our parents can send us to school. And I just realized, these people are living in such poverty, we don't even realize, and yet they are smiling every day. And you don't see people with depression, you don't see people that are sad. Every day they wake up and they're fighting, they go to work, they go to school, a lot of them are going to university. So it's really, I feel like it's people who don't have much but have so much.
So if I understand correctly from what you're saying to me, Debbie, is that not only do you have the Chabad for the Jewish community, but you do have a certain involvement in the community as a whole. So you help others as well that are not Jewish.
Of course. We feel it's important. You can't, turn a blind eye when you see, people that are, poor. And we try to help them as much as we can. And we actually have, I collected toys from around France. They sent them to me. Because my husband is French, so his family collected books and toys. They sent it to Ivory Coast, and we will distribute them in orphanages, in schools, and it's just little things that can make such a big difference.
I just want to say on behalf of everybody here in Montreal, the rabbi, our whole community, we wish you continued success, health, joy, safety, mazel tov, and all that you've done for everybody. Amen. And what could we do from the other side of the world to help you continue to prosper and to spread the word?
A lot of people come to our Chabad house and they tell us, I don't know much, I hope it's okay. And I say, the Rebbe always used to say, if you know Aleph, teach Aleph. You don't have to, so people always think, I have to know so much, I can't do this, I can't do that.
Exactly, yes.
So that's what I think.
Anything is good. You can start from anywhere.
Yes.
Could we send you anything? I know you don't need cocoa, but is there anything we could send you from Montreal? Do you miss anything from the Côte-d'Ivoire area?
Poutine.
I love you, Debbie. You're so cute. We'll send you one. We'll figure out a way and we'll send you one. Ta gentillesse, ta bonté, ma chérie. Je te souhaite tout ce que tu désires. Embrasse ta maman et ton papa. Et puis bon succès avec tout ce que tu fais. Merci pour ta douceur encore une fois et ta bonté.
Dear friends, it is so good to join you tonight. I feel like I'm visiting my own mishpocha in their homes and celebrating this incredible gala broadcast together. I have participated in a few of your events in the past and personally experienced the energy, warmth, passion to be a part of something larger than life, the Chabad Seminary. Their graduates impact the lives of tens of thousands of people all over the world. Act to Impact is tonight's slogan. Please help Rabbi Cohen continue his amazing job by giving and donating while we are still on air. Please go to seminarygala.com and help Rabbi Cohen to see that the children of today will become the Jews of tomorrow. And now, ladies and gentlemen, you're the first audience to listen to this amazing song which I recorded especially for this evening, You Raised Me Up. And I'd like to dedicate the song to the Rabbi, to the seminary, to its students, to the graduates. Have a great winter and all the best.
Down and oh my soul so weary, when troubles come and my heart burdened be, then I'm still and wait here in the silence until you come and sit a while with me. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains. You raised me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raised me up to more than I can be. You raised me up so I can stand on mountains. You raised me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raised me up to more than I can be. You raised me up so I can stand on mountains. You raised me up to walk on stormy seas. I am strong when I am on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be.
Thank you, Dudu Fisher, for that rousing number and the ringing endorsement. I would like also to take this opportunity to thank some of the other inspiring personalities you had a chance to meet earlier in our program. Seminary alumnus and Chabad emissary to Istanbul, Turkey, Chaya Chichrit. Acclaimed media personality and a dear friend of the seminary and a dear friend of mine as well, Miss Sonia Ben Ezra. Seminary alumnus and Chabad emissary to the Ivory Coast, Africa, Debbie Bensaid. You all did a phenomenal job representing our school and telling your story. Thank you and God bless you. My friends, as the horrific pandemic continues to wreak havoc on many aspects of our lives, I would like to take a moment to offer up a prayer that God Almighty bestow His blessings of recovery, strength, and renewal upon all those who have lost loved ones, those who have been combating illness, and those who have been facing any sort of hardship due to this devastating virus. May our merciful God in heaven shine His countenance upon the Commonwealth of Canada, enabling its citizenry to resume going about their lives under newly favorable conditions of health, freedom, safety, and stability. Cognizant as we are of the special bond we all share with the land of Israel, I would like also to offer a prayer for the welfare of Eretz Yisrael, our Holy Land, as it weathers coronavirus storms of its own and contends with the ever-present threats of enemies on her borders seeking to do her harm. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. He who makes peace in the heavens, may He make peace for us and for all of Israel, and let us all say together, amen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, kapayim, do you know what that means? Kapayim means clap your hands. But don't take it from me. Take it from Bensi and Shmuli and the 8th Day Band as they lead us on a tour of the entire landscape of our beloved homeland. And what better way to do it than through joyous song? Let's go. Kapayim, kapayim, kapayim. Take it away.
אשדוד הכחולון, ראשון לציון, קריית ארבע היא חברון, באר שבע שומרון. צ'ק 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 מיקרופון, עדיין ומירון, כפר סבא רעננה, עיר עתיקה אשריך, שכם כנרת מודיעין, ימינה שמאלה וימין, צפת טבריה קדושים, ימינה שמאלה וימין, כפיים 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 כפיים. ירושלים ארץ השם, עיני השם בה, ארץ השם, עיני השם בה, ארץ השם, עיני השם בה, ארץ השם, עיני השם בה. בראשית השננה, ואנחנו תשננה, ראשית השננה, ואנחנו תשננה, ראשית השננה, ואנחנו תשננה, ראשית השננה, ואנחנו תשננה. מגדל עמק רחובות, רמת גן שדרות, בית שמש נחלאות, חברון עיר האבות. אחרון אחרון חביב, כפר חב"ד תל אביב, אחרון אחרון חביב, קדוש עיר אלוקים. כפיים 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 כפיים. ירושלים ארץ השם, עיני השם בה, ארץ השם, עיני השם בה, ארץ השם, עיני השם בה, ארץ השם, עיני השם בה. בראשית השננה, אנחנו תשננה, ראשית השננה, אנחנו תשננה, ראשית השננה, אנחנו תשננה, ראשית השננה, אנחנו תשננה. אחרון אחרון חביב, כפר חב"ד תל אביב, אחרון אחרון חביב, קדוש עיר אלוקים. כפיים 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 כפיים. ירושלים ארץ השם, עיני השם בה, ארץ השם, עיני השם בה, ארץ השם, עיני השם בה, ארץ השם, עיני השם בה. בראשית השננה, אנחנו תשננה, ראשית השננה, ואנחנו תשננה, ראשית השננה, אנחנו תשננה,
Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed your musical travelogue across the Holy Land. Now keep that smile on your face and get ready to widen it further as you're treated to tonight's comedic interlude.
Hello, Chabad Seminary of Canada. Elon Gold here. I know, it's exciting. I love Montreal. I'm a person that loves, and that's why it's very difficult, this whole pandemic. You know, we can't hug each other. We can't. And for Jews, it's even especially difficult. The whole don't touch your face thing. That's all we do. We're always like, "Ay, I don't believe this is." Oh, all we do is touch it. It's very dangerous for us. We got to be careful. All of our rituals, our customs involve touching our face, right? Think about it. Think about every single thing we do. We say the Shema 3 times a day. Before Shabbat, you light the candles. After Shabbat, you take a bag of cloves and shove them in your nose, pass them around the room. This is not healthy for us, this pandemic. It's got to end. Oh, it's crazy. But again, God willing, it'll end. And why you're here, same reason I'm here. The Chabad Seminary, Rabbi Abraham, he's a tzaddik. He's one of those, it's between me and him. I don't know who's more of a tzaddik, but it's a tie. We'll call it a tie. The work he does is just amazing. Please support it. Act to impact. Let's act. It's on you now to act. And then you will impact. I know, the rabbi is so proud of that. He came up with one good phrase, and he's like, did you hear the catchphrase? It's act to impact. I'm like, that's pretty good. Did you think of that all on your own? I did, actually. I did. Well, now it's time for you all to act so that the rabbi and the whole crew over there at the seminary can impact. And listen, what could be more? I think it was somebody who said, I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let you just Google the song. But anyway, thank you for having me. Please act. And is it too late to say Shana Tova? All right, let's hope for a good 2021 because, yeah, so far, so bad. I'll see you soon. Thank you, Montreal. Thank you, Chabad Seminary. Love you all. See ya.
Thank you, Elon. I know it's not easy to tell jokes without hearing the laughs coming back at you. But you managed to do it anyway. You're a good friend, Elon. You're a good man. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to put the themes and perspectives I opened up with this evening to music, as interpreted by one of the most popular and high-energy Jewish singers of our time. Gad Elbaz is an Israeli superstar with mass appeal. The chorus of Gad's opening number for us tonight begins with Mi shema'amin lo mefached. He who believes has no fear, never loses hope, nor despair. We have a king who protects us from all, ensuring we stand strong and we never fall. If it doesn't sound convincing enough when I say it, fasten your seatbelts and get ready to be transported as Gad Elbaz sings it himself. Gad, take it away.
Mi shema'amin lo mefached. Seminary Gala, this is for you from Gad Elbaz. Woo! בכל מקום, כל הזמן יש לכולנו מגדול ועד קטן ימים יפים וקצת פחות ביניהם תשובות לכל השאלות יש אלוקים אחד גדול ובעולם הזה נותן לנו הכל בין אפלה לקרן אור את הנתיב אנחנו רק צריכים לשמור וזה ידוע חיים ממתנה הכל צפוי במונטריאול יש מסיבה כולה, לא, תן, כולה מי שמאמין לא מפחד את האמונה להאבד ולנו יש את מלך העולם והוא שומע אותנו מכולם מי שמאמין לא מפחד את האמונה להאבד כולה והוא שומע אותנו מכולם משפחה, אחד ועוד אחד זה סוד ההצלחה. עם ישראל לא יוותר, תמיד על המפה אנחנו נשאר, וזה ידוע, חיים הם מתנה, הכל צפוי והרשות נתונה. כולה מי שמאמין לא מפחד, את האמונה לאבד, ולנו יש את מלך העולם, והוא שומע אותנו מכולם. מי שמאמין לא מפחד, את האמונה לאבד, ולנו יש את מלך העולם. מונטריאול, אני רוצה לראות את האדם שכולם put your hands up in the air, clap, come on, 1, 2, 3, ו... מצווה גדולה להיות בשמחה, להיות בשמחה תמיד. מצווה גדולה להיות בשמחה, להיות בשמחה תמיד. sing along. מצווה גדולה להיות בשמחה, מצווה גדולה להיות בשמחה, להיות בשמחה תמיד. מי שמאמין לא מפחד, את האמונה לאבד, וזה שרון דוד קושניר, והוא שומע אותנו מכולם. מי שמאמין לא מפחד, את האמונה לאבד, ולנו יש את מלך העולם, והוא שומע אותנו מכולם. So, I'm so excited to be here, to be honest with you. I know Chabad is, I don't know if you know, but Chabad is a huge part of my life. I've been traveling all over the world. Wherever there is Coca-Cola, there is Chabad. Wherever there is Chabad, there is me. Because I believe in this shlichut of making people closer to Judaism, making people feel like they're one, and no matter what background you are, Sephardi, Ashkenazi, religious, non-religious, we are all united. Seminary Gala today is all about supporting Chabad in Montreal, and this gala, whoever is going to donate, I promise you, this year is going to be shefa for him. Atzlacha, briut, and briut, it's everything that we need right now in times like this. I can't believe I'm not there. The reason why I'm not there is because the situation in the world, the COVID and everything. So let's pray together that everything will be ended, Be'ezrat Hashem, soon as possible, and donate, because you're bringing more shefa to the world. Helping Chabad is helping Hashem. Are you ready to sing Hashem Elech, Hashem Alach? Because I'm ready to rock and roll, yeah! Sing along with me together with the beat. Hashem Elech, Hashem Imloch. Come on! Hashem Elech, Hashem Alach, Hashem Imloch. Pick up the guitar, Hashem Alach, Hashem Imloch. So clap your hands, come on, clap your hands, come on. Hashem Imloch. La 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 la. J'y chanter avec moi. Allez Hashem Elokim, והגדלנו בתודה. הלל השם אלוקים, והגדלנו בתודה. י' ו' ו' השם אלוקינו, השם אחד. י' ו' השם אלוקינו, השם אחד. Everyone, come on. Say what? Say what? La 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 la. La. Yeah. Oh oh. La la va. Yeah. So put your hands up. So put your hands up. Are you ready? הלל השם אלוקים, והגדלנו בתודה. השם אלוקים ואגדנו בתודה י' וו' השם אלוקינו השם אחד י' השם אלוקינו השם אחד לעולם ועד יהיה Put your hands up, so put your hands up. Are you ready for my favorite part? It's in France. Wadilila, on va danser, on va danser. Wadilila, Birushalayim, Abnuya. Everyone, put your hands up. Boom, ba, bum, ba, bum. Hashem eleh malach imlo. Hashem eleh malach imlo.
Thank you, Dad Elbas, for that uplifting medley. One day, after this balagan is behind us, we'll have to bring you out here for an in-person performance. Ladies and gentlemen, as you are enjoying the show, please do not forget to visit our crowdfunding campaign website, seminarygala.com, to make your donation, bearing in mind that every dollar you contribute will come to the seminary in 4 times that amount. It's a window of opportunity that will only remain open between now and 10 p.m. tomorrow night. So please, let's make the most of it. Please act to impact. Speaking of impacting, ever since the Chabad Chaya Mushta Seminary opened its doors in 1988, it has been blessed with an outstanding staff of impressive teachers, at the forefront an educational dynamo named Mrs. Sima Muchton. As the instructor tasked with the enormous responsibility of guiding our students on how to one day become great teachers in their own right, Mrs. Muchton not only imparted invaluable information, methods, and pointers, she transfused her students with her love, passion, and dedication to her craft. As Mrs. Muchton now moves on to spend more well-deserved time with her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, we've assembled a small sampling of the countless seminary graduates around the world who feel an enormous debt of gratitude to this phenomenal maestro of education. Ladies and gentlemen, as a prelude to our upcoming grand finale of tonight's program, we proudly present a tribute to an educational icon.
Please sit down. Chaya Seminary was one of the foundational experiences in my young adult life. I have warm memories of great role models, teachers, and educators. One of the most colourful of these personalities was Mrs. Muchkin. Her classes were full of drama, passion, commitment, and humour.
Chaya Seminary has provided me with many gifts for which I am eternally grateful. One of these precious gifts was to be able to attend the classes of Metodica, teaching methodology given by Mrs. Sima Muchkin.
If one of the primary goals of the seminary is to instill within its students a sense of passion for inspiring others, Mrs. Muchkin is the very embodiment of that objective.
Her motto was, if you know how to teach, you can teach anything, to anyone, anywhere. And if you don't know how to teach, I can teach you how to teach. And she did.
That will make the children more excited to learn. One of the many beautiful things that I gained at the seminary was a sense of duty towards the world around me. And it was with that shift that I was able to find my voice, my purpose, and my truth.
The experience was a real blessing for each of its students, and by extension, to many communities worldwide.
One of the things that we were taught when we teach others is to teach Judaism not just as a subject, but something that's practical, something that's relatable, and something that's interactive. And I always remember how Mrs. Muchkin would come into the class with a big bag of props. She would teach us how to make the lessons come alive and to just make it very real.
Ironically, many of us who did not initially see ourselves as teacher or Rebbitzin material ended up dedicating our lives to those callings as a direct result of our experience at the seminary and in Mrs. Muchkin's class.
Driven by a sense of mission to mold us into the top-notch educators of the future.
She clearly loved what she was doing, understood its broader implications, and put her heart and soul into every lesson she taught.
Even as she now takes leave of her classroom, the classroom will never leave her. It will remain in session throughout the world for all time to come. She was, is, and will always be the consummate teacher.
Those of us who were blessed to have teachers who had a profound and lasting impact on our lives know just how meaningful the tribute we just saw really is. Thank you, Mrs. Muchkin. May you be blessed with many happy, long years of health, filled with endless nachas from both your physical and spiritual children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren around the world. I want to take a moment to express our heartfelt condolences to Jack Dim on the passing of his mother, his beloved mother, Mrs. Frida Dim. The Frida Dim Residence Hall of the seminary proudly bears her name. Frida Dim was an intelligent, kind, and gentle woman, a humble giant. The seminary students enjoyed visiting with her, and she took an active interest in their studies, in their activities, and in their accomplishments. She will be profoundly missed by so many. Jack and Maureen, may the wonderful memories of your mother, of your incredible mother, be a source of comfort and solace to you and to your family. And may she be a good debater to you and to your children and your entire family, and bring many blessings for many years to come. We share in your sorrow. Ladies and gentlemen, putting together a program like this, obviously a first for us, was by no means an easy undertaking. Between the publicity, the entertainment, the production, the gift packages, and the crowdfunding campaign, there are so many moving parts to this effort, all of which were so ably handled by so many talented, committed, and hardworking individuals. While our limited time together does not allow us to make individual mention of all those wonderful folks, especially with our exciting grand finale waiting in the wings, I would like to collectively acknowledge the amazing groups I've had the pleasure of coordinating with over the past several months. Namely, our dedicated Gala committee, our meticulous office staff, our creative production teams, and our unrelenting volunteers who've been working the phones to ensure the success of our matching campaign. Thank you all so much. There is one person, however, whom I will, in fact, thank by name, and that is the very special woman who constantly feeds me the support, encouragement, and motivation I need in order to do what I do, day in and day out, always with her huge and gracious heart, my very dear wife, Rosa. Last but not least, to each and every one of you in our viewing audiences, thank you, thank you, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for celebrating with us. Thank you for encouraging us. Thank you for supporting this cause so vital to the continuity of our values, ideals, and traditions for generations to come. And remember, if you haven't yet done so, please go to the website you see at the bottom of your screen and make your donation to be matched 4-1. And now, ladies and gentlemen, for our grand finale. For the past 2 years in a row, we've had this phenomenal trio of remarkable voices and personalities headline our live gala entertainment. Our audiences simply could not get enough of them. Well, here they are again, this time performing together but remotely to take us out and bring this wonderful evening to a fittingly spirited conclusion. Let us warmly and enthusiastically welcome back, by popular demand, Nadav, Nimrod, and Omer, and the awesome sounds of Kol Esperanza.
Good evening, Montreal. It is always exciting and uplifting to be part of Chabad Ben Weider Educational Center's events. We at Kol Esperanza appreciate and cherish our relationship with Chabad worldwide, and of course with Rabbi Cohen in particular. In the past couple of years, it feels like we've all become one big happy family, and we wish we could have been there with you tonight in person, but we're very, very excited and grateful to be a part of this event virtually and of course spiritually. Tonight's gala is all about life and the impact of the Chabad Seminary in every corner of the world. As this extraordinary event is coming to an end, please fill up your champagne glasses. I'm waiting. Good. Now, let's toast to the continued success of the Chabad Seminary all over the world as we support them during these difficult and challenging times. Are you ready? To the past, to the present, to the future, to life. L'chaim.
To life, l'chaim, 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 to life. If you've been lucky, then Monday was no worse than Sunday was. Drink l'chaim, to life, l'chaim, 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 to life. One day it's honey and raisin cake, next day a stomach ache. Drink l'chaim, to life. Our great men have written in words of wisdom to be used when hardship must be faced. Life of the righteous us with hardships, so the words of wisdom shouldn't go to waste. To us and our good fortune, be happy, be healthy, long life. And if our good fortune never comes, here's to whatever comes. Drink l'chaim to life.
Come on everyone, let me see your hands in the air. Let's all together raise a glass. L'chaim!
To life, l'chaim. L'chaim, l'chaim, to life. Life has a way of confusing us, blessing and bruising us. Drink l'chaim to life, l'chaim, 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 to life. A gift we seldom are wise enough, ever to prize enough. Drink l'chaim to life. God would like us to be joyful, even though our hearts lie panting on the floor. How much more can we be joyful when there's really something to be joyful for? To life, l'chaim, 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 to life. It gives you something to think about, something to drink about. Drink l'chaim to life, l'chaim. L'chaim, l'chaim, to life. If you've been lucky, then Monday was no worse than Sunday was. Drink l'chaim to life, l'chaim, l'chaim.
L'chaim, l'chaim to life. One day it's honey and raisin cake, next day a stomach ache. Drink l'chaim to life. Our great men have written words of wisdom to be used when hardship must be faced. Life obliges us with hardship, so the words of wisdom shouldn't go to waste. To us and our good fortune, be happy, be healthy, long life. And if our good fortune never comes, here's to whatever comes. Drink l'chaim.